presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
And a pleasant good evening from the LeGrand Cantina inside the mall, where you need to be each and every Tuesdays here at 6 p.m. We're talking area high school football with 6 of our teams on the Oklahoma Sports Network, all 3 Lawton schools, Cache, Elgin, and Walters. And we've got them filling up right now in our kind of the banquet room of LeGrand Cantina. You can actually reserve this for your special occasion. So whether it's birthdays, anniversaries, hail and farewells, you got Christmas coming up right around the corner. I know this is the last of October, believe it or not. November is going to be this week right here for our games, kicking off the November time slot, which is very special when it comes to this time of the year. Interesting that we have 2 games in November, because usually it's October, like right around Halloween time, and then you have your last game in November. Actually have 2 regular season games in November to close out, and we're going to talk about Week 9, believe it or not. It's been a long road from the 0-week games all the way up to leading to these last 2 games on the field for these teams to kind of lay out either their position in the district or maybe wrapping up a season or then looking off for playoff opportunities. So we got a lot to talk about, a lot of teams to talk about in their last couple of weeks of matchups. And we've got Elgin and Cache, and we've also got the MacArthur Highlanders. They are on deck, so they'll come up next, and we'll talk about that big game against Newcastle last week, and they are on the road for their last road game of the regular season. We'll do that right after this time out. You're watching the Coaches Show live at LeGrand Cantina in the mall right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Delicious Mexican cuisine? Head to La Gran Cantina at the west entrance of Central Plaza. We're open late, serving up handcrafted drinks and authentic Mexican dishes. Enjoy daily happy hour from 6 p.m. until closing time. La Gran Cantina. We're the perfect spot for both lunch and dinner.
All right, back here at LeGrand Cantina, we're talking high school football. We're talking about our 6 area schools that are covered in southwest Oklahoma, and Altus has their own coaches show. Newcastle has their own coaches show, and that's going to start up here at 6:30, and then Mid-Del will have their coaches show at 6:30 as well, representing Carl Albert, Del City, and Carl Albert, Del City, and Midwest City. And Midwest City's off this week. This is their bye week. Believe it or not, kind of a strange time to say this is your bye week. I mean, usually it's like the first right before non-district games to district games, and then all of a sudden Midwest City has got a reprieve right before they end out with Week 10. So the MacArthur Highlanders on deck. Kind of a heartbreaking loss. First off, I mean, as a spectator in the box that I have been, probably one of the most enjoyable football games as far as what the sport is, whether you're rooting for either team. And I talked to Coach earlier today during our interview, and I said, well, you got your money's worth if you were just a purist for football, because there was a lot of drama on both sides. There was turnovers on both sides. Both teams took advantage of it. They missed a field goal opportunity. MacArthur gets their field goal with about 2 minutes left, and usually in a high school game you say, okay, well, that's pretty much in your favor. The defense just got to put it out, but they made an incredible, huge pass play and a run into the end zone, and then you're back to trying to play catch up once again. But that's how it kind of played out. I know that's kind of the storyline of, okay, there's a win, there's a loss. Both teams were undefeated, to try to position themselves in the driver's seat for first place and second place, and we'll talk a little bit about positioning in a minute. But as a coaching staff, as you review that game, what did you come away with it at the conclusion of it when you approached the team for Monday?
From a game standpoint for the whole game, I was proud of our guys, just from start to finish, playing hard as they can, 100% every single play. They never showed any quit. Unfortunately, we didn't get the win. Didn't turn out how we wanted to. But like you said, from a fan perspective, that was a great game to watch.
It was. I mean, but the only thing is you got someone's got to win, and we said this at the conclusion of our broadcast once it was over. I said, both teams deserve to win, but unfortunately, only one's going to have that in the end. And so there's no ties in that. Going forward, you got these two last games. You got a Southeast matchup that coach has got a lot of talent, like they've seen in the past. Some of these kids get plucked away and gone to other programs because they've got some athletes, and that's what he said. So, how are you guys preparing for this last road trip of the regular season?
Just coming back from a loss like that, we're talking to our guys about how they're going to respond to this coming into this game. Can't take Southeast lightly. They got some really good athletes outside, really good, pretty athletic quarterback, good running back. So, we can't take them lightly. We got to come out right away and just go 100%. Well,
Mr. DeLong is our linebackers coach for the MacArthur Highlanders. He's our guest along with two others. You brought the linebacking core with it. So what's it like working with these guys right here?
This is my second year with Matt. First year with Gunner. I've known Gunner for a long time, though. They're both quiet. I call them quiet leaders. They show their stuff on the field, not too much outside the field. They're not talking trash or anything. I can't hear it anyways if they are. But, they're those silent leaders, showing those younger guys what they need to be doing, whether it's practice or in a game, just staying focused and how to get the job done.
And then, we got one that has punting duties too. So how does that do, for him when he's playing both roles?
I think his stamina is good enough. I say he's got a decent leg too.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Well, I know Coach was referring to that when I had my interview with him this morning about he said usually as a player and a coach, when you have a loss like that, you really kind of want to respond in a way. And so, that's what it's an opportunity, how you're going to do that, quietly. How do you make this not a trap game? Because, Bishop McGuinness is your last on the regular season at home for senior night, and that could really decide the second and third place position. But, first things first, you don't put the cart before the horse. So how do you guard against having this as a trap game for Southeast on the road?
Preparing the same way we prepare against like a Newcastle, Bishop McGuinness. Starting off right early. Getting started early. I say just put the foot on the pedal, just keep going, don't let up.
Okay,
I would say.
All right, we got some players with us. Will you grab the microphone? Give us your name, what position, and what grade you're in.
I'm Gunnar Tate. I'm a junior, and I'm an inside linebacker.
Okay, and punter. You're double duties, multi-hats. Okay, so you transferred in, into just a whole new setup, new team, new coaching staff. How has that transition been for you for your junior year?
It was good. A lot of different things. Just being in a different program. I've taken a lot of things I've learned from both coaching staffs and just tried to apply it. But overall, it's been pretty good.
Now, I know you've got a big supported family that's coming here, too. He's also a coach. How much coaching do you get at home as well as, what you get at school?
Oh, I get a lot of coaching. I'll get to my phone at halftime. I'll look at it. Keep your shoulders square.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Stay square with the line of scrimmage.
Well, if you didn't know, H. Tate is his dad, and so I know how passionate he is with the sport. And watching you guys grow up, I mean, from Pee Wee football all the way and still staying with it. What about punting? Is anything nerve-wracking about that? That's a position that kind of, it only counts when it counts, meaning when you really get a good punt. But we had one from Newcastle this past week. I think it was was that a negative? They may have been almost a negative because he shanked it, and then it came and rolled right back to the line of scrimmage. You say, and luckily, fortunately, let's knock on wood, we didn't do anything like that. But that's got to be a little nerve-wracking when it comes to that kind of pressure in a game like that, right?
Sometimes it is. Against Duncan, I got one blocked.
Yeah.
Then the next one I shanked it, just didn't want to get hit again.
Yeah. So, it's kind of like that familiar thing is you hear the footsteps coming, before they're there, and so you like that. Yeah. Anything that you kind of look to for punting? I mean, who do you look to get, better at punting?
I watch a lot of YouTube.
You know what? That is the info. It's not just you. There are doctors that tell me that, they'll watch a new procedure on YouTube and learn how to do stuff. I mean, so you're not alone with that YouTube stuff. Okay, as far as linebacker, you're just a junior. How would you like to get better at what you do?
Always get faster. I want to be more physical on blocks. I want to be more disciplined with my eyes. Those are just a few of the things I need to work on to be better.
What's your favorite food?
Steak.
Okay, and how do you like it cooked?
Medium rare.
All right, you're the man. That's we're always giving fist bumps for that. I mean, like my wife likes it medium well, so you don't think that it's just my way and then hers, and that's just how that goes in the family thing. What is your favorite subject in school?
History.
All the teachers are watching. Okay, they say, what do you do in your free time? Give us some of your hobbies.
I go hunting, fishing a lot.
Yeah, we got a lot of Walters boys, got some Cash boys that do that. Hunting or fishing, priority, which one ranks higher than the other if there is?
Hunting.
Okay, and what do you like to hunt?
Hogs.
Hogs, all right. With a little bit of aid with like the dogs that go out, or are you just
night vision?
Night vision, all right. Have you ever seen Fort Sill will do this, the helicopter ones where they bring in, marksmen. It's amazing to me that in a flying apparatus as a helicopter with those high-powered rifles will take those things down. It's kind of an amazing thing. That's another YouTube thing you can go watch. So how often do you get to do that? When football season's hard, it's kind of hard to kind of get a little hog hunting in, huh?
You just got to do it at night.
So you get no sleep then, huh?
Couple hours.
Okay, what's the last question is your road game mentality as far as, are you asleep on the bus guy? Do you kind of quiet time? Do you have music in your ears? What do you do when you travel?
Me and Avon sit together most of the time, and we watch a movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And is there any kind of favorite movie you're watching?
Grown Ups.
And then there's Grown Ups too. You can always do the follow-up to that, goofy kind of comedies there. Okay. All right, you got a guy right next to you. Give us your name and your grade and what position you're in.
Matthew Steele, senior, middle linebacker.
Okay, senior, he said he's been with you for a little bit. So what's like him having you as a linebackers coach? How is he?
He's a pretty good coach. We learn a lot from him. He's always there to point us in the right direction. And
what do you think you learned the most from him?
Really, a lot of be more physical.
Okay. He also complimented both of you about being silent leaders. We talk about that. How would you like to convey, you're a senior, underclassman such as, he's a junior and you have others looking at you, about what it's like to play linebacker at that position for MacArthur?
I think it's a really important role, I really just keep my head down, do my job, but that's about it.
What's your favorite food?
Chicken Alfredo.
Really? Where's the best place to get it?
Probably just stick with Olive Garden.
Okay. All right. There's nothing wrong with that. Already pre-made and ready to go. And all the salad and breadsticks you can go with it. All right. What is your travel routine? You kind of like
I usually just fall asleep with some music in my ears.
Yeah. Okay. What's on the player? What is the genre of music that you got in there?
A lot of dad rock.
Okay. All right. Give us some examples.
Alice in Chains.
Yeah. And that's called dad rock, huh? Yeah, okay, yeah. That's good. A little age. You're not calling it oldies, it's just dad rock. There's dad bods and dad rock. So I've learned something new today. All right. And what do you see yourself doing after graduation? You're a senior. What do you want to see in the future, like occupation-wise, a job? What would you like to see yourself doing?
Right now the plan is to attend VOTEC and be a firefighter. Okay,
very good. A great, admirable job there. So proving yourself that, you got this first district loss, unfortunately, with Newcastle. So what are we going to see for this game for Southeast?
Hopefully a lot of learning from our mistakes, a lot of improvements on both sides of the ball.
Well, I've heard this from old coaches. It's not who can improve from week one. It's really 9 and 10, the most improvement, because then you can get right into the playoff mode where you can do your most damage. Okay. Good luck to the MacArthur Highlanders Friday. Southeast, 6:30 is the pregame, 7 o'clock for the kickoff. Hey, we've got Elgin, we've got Cash, we've got Walters, and Eisenhower all in. We're going to wait for Lawton High as well to get all of our 6 schools as our continued coaches show at La Grande Cantina right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Craving delicious Mexican cuisine? Head to La Grande Cantina at the west entrance of Central Plaza. We're open late, serving up handcrafted drinks and authentic Mexican dishes. Enjoy daily happy hour from 6 p.m. until closing time. La Grande Cantina. We're the perfect spot for both lunch and dinner.
All right, back here at La Grande Cantina, we'll scoot down just a little bit. We're going to get him out of frame. I don't want to chop him half off. There you go. And we want to see your smiling face, so it's not half of you. All right, so we are with the Cache Bulldogs. Tanner Thompson with a couple of players, and we'll talk with them. First things first, Coach, this is a storied program we talked about last week about going to the Tornado Bowl, or taking on the Clinton, and I think what was really interesting is for those we were calling games, and I was looking at scoring updates, and I said, wow, look at this. I said, it really kind of putting it together to really kind of show something, and whether they felt that this was maybe their trap game, that they were looking beyond of what they shouldn't have as well. What did you take away with this game outside of a lot of fight from your guys? And, if you can put 4 quarters together, we're going to start putting stuff together.
Right. I mean, I think that's what we did. We finally put 4 quarters together. We played good football. Offensively, we took what the defense gave us, which they were allowing us to throw the football, and that's what we did. And then defensively, we got some key stops, got some turnovers, and gave us we kicked an onside at the end of the game, gave us a chance to get the ball back and go score, and we just didn't go our way. So. But, like you said, our kids played hard. They fought. And you could see that, they were straining the football. They wanted to win that game, and they fought to win that game. It just didn't go our way. And, when you put 4 quarters of football together, you give yourself a chance to win.
That's right. Now, you feel a little more comfortable now. We talked about that 0 week heading into this season, about you taking over the helm there, kind of in that transition. You feel really comfortable now of owning that? Yeah,
you're getting more comfortable, starting to learn just the little things that you can adapt to throughout the season, and different things that gives your teams an advantage. Being aggressive when you need to be aggressive, being smart with the football when you need to be, and doing different things offensively and defensively to give yourself an advantage. But yeah, for sure.
Well, I know both Coach and Mike, both in our broadcast booth, are anxious to be back home. It seems like you guys have lived on the road. Every time you turn around, Cache is on the road, Cache is on the road. You're at home for the last 2, but this is also senior night against Douglas. So before we break down them, talk about, you've been, with defensive coordinator position there. You got to see these kids and kind of grow up. But talk about your seniors.
Right, we have a really special senior group, and one thing that I have, kind of spoke on is their character this year. Things did not go the way we wanted to this year, obviously, and they showed up every day and they didn't waver. They were the same people when we started as when we're struggling, but at the same time, they showed up every day. They worked. They've done what they can to help our program be successful. Our purpose is to love and serve, and they've loved their teammates and served their teammates as much as they can, as well as their school and their community. And I can't speak enough about the type of people they are, and how much the success we have in the future is going to be a lot because of them.
Douglas, you have on the slate for this senior night, so talk a little bit about X's and O's, break down about what you've seen from them and what you guys have to do to get a win on Friday.
Right, like us, Douglas has been struggling a little bit this year, and they got some athletes on both sides of the ball, but for us, we're more so focused on us and fixing our mistakes and from last week, and then going into the game with some confidence, understanding that we played a really good team down to the wire, and taking that into this next week, and doing some different things offensively, trying to get the ball, the run game going a little bit more this game, as well as keeping our pass game going that we had last week. And on the defense side of the ball, it's it's just being disciplined and keeping people in front of us in the back end, and then stopping the run firstly, and then making sure we tackle well. And our big thing we want to do is force turnovers, so we want to win the turnover battle. And so that's another thing we tried to focus on the defensive side of the ball is forcing turnovers, and then biggest things is we want to be our best every single play, and that's being disciplined with whatever we're doing. And I told our kids that every play could be the play that wins the games, and that's how we need to go throughout the game.
Tanner Thompson, our guest for the Cache Bulldogs on our coach show. Get a couple of players, so why don't you grab the mic and tell us your name, what grade, and what position you play.
Yes, sir. My name is Christian Archie. I am a junior and starting center for the Cash Varsity.
Okay, so starting center, you got your work cut out for you. Is it you're having to call out, the defensive formations and blocking schemes and everything else like that? You have a quarterback, he runs that offense, but you kind of run this side of things. How has that been at starting center?
It's been pretty manageable. I have a great team that I can communicate with, and I feel like our plays are really thought out and well planned, and with a lot of dedication, it's been pretty good to execute them. Out
of positions you watch, like NFL, is there a certain center you like that you think is really good that you'd like to kind of emulate?
I can't really name names. I'm not a big
NFL guy
NFL
or
guy.
college, or doesn't matter. But yeah, that's fine. Okay, and how would you like to improve to get better at being a center?
Well, I would like to enhance. I'd like to enhance my snaps, get to the QB a lot quicker, and a lot more on center. I'd like to be quicker and practice my steps a little better.
What's it like facing a nose guard that's right over you? I mean, a lot of times there are guys that trash talk. There's guys that try to get in your head, and then there's other things because you guys are the closest proximity. Other guys maybe are standing up or away, but what's it like facing a nose guard from week to week?
Really, it comes down to how prepared I am for the game in general. Usually, it's all about reaction speed. Some games, the quicker I am, the more efficient I can be. Sometimes it feels really threatening because
they're wanting you to feel that. Yeah. Feel the pressure.
But I push through. I make sure to get my hit or my snaps, and get as much push as I can.
Well, you're a junior. You get to come back. So what is it like for you to be a Bulldog?
To be a Bulldog, it's great. It's great. I love my team. We're very productive. I feel like next year is going to be a great year, and I'm hoping to finish out this year as best I can.
Yeah, finish out strong. You got Douglas, and then you got Elgin to kind of conclude for the Battle of the Wichitas. Okay, you got a partner next to you, so give him the mic. Tell us your name, your grade, and what position you play.
My name is Brian Correa, and I'm a senior. I play a slot receiver and running back. I'm not a starter like him, but I still get to play.
Yeah, that's all right. A senior that gets that. Talk a little bit about tomorrow. Friday. Friday is going to be senior night. What's it going to be like for you and your family to be able to cross that one last time at Ulrich Stadium to know that's this is the final one? What kind of feelings are you going to go through for that?
It's definitely special. I'll say that. It's going to be a memory. I'm going to hold it with me for a long time. I came here sophomore year, so I didn't have 4 years like the other guys, but I still got to learn them, be part of the family. So it means a lot to me, especially playing on that field one last time. Well, we got Wichita rivalry, but, senior night for us, it's going to be special. That's for sure.
Yeah, does it seem like you guys have been always on the road? I mean, that's my perception. It seems like, is Cash ever at home anymore?
Last year, yes. This year, no.
Yeah, and now you pay the payback for it, and now this time you get the last two games at home, which is kind of nice. A good confine for you to feel there. What's your favorite food?
Probably hamburgers, cheeseburgers.
All right. Where's the best hamburger place for you?
For me here, it's probably Five Guys.
Okay.
I'll say that.
All right. What do you get at Five Guys? What do you order?
I usually get the bacon cheeseburger with lettuce, tomatoes, onions, mayo, and ketchup.
Load that thing up. All right.
Sir.
And what is some of your hobbies? What do you like to do when you're not playing football?
Usually just study, work on my grades, focus on my future, play some games sometimes, even though, you're supposed to. But, work out, do those type of things.
Okay, so you are a senior. You're looking in the future. What do you see yourself doing? What do you want to do after high school?
I want to study finance and economics.
Okay.
Trying to become a financial analyst, businessman.
Wow.
Get out there in the world, learn a little more.
Well, that's pretty good for you to know as a senior. A lot of times they'll say, well, I'm undecided yet, don't know. I'm going to go, take school. But you got a mission, so just stay on that. And you good at math?
Yeah.
Okay,
really
that's good because a lot of times I've been asking what the favorite subject is for a lot of our players. And math has been the number one so far this year when I've asked it. So if you're good at math, you'll be good at finance then. All right. Cash Bulldogs in action on Friday. Douglas comes to town on senior night, so you want to be a part of that. 6:30 for the pregame, 7 o'clock for the kickoff. We got the Elgin Owls. We've also got the Lawton High Wolverines, the Eisenhower Eagles, and the Walters Blue Devils. Yeah, we're still talking Week 9 football as it continues here at La Grande Cantina inside the mall on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Craving delicious Mexican cuisine? Head to La Gran Cantina at the west entrance of Central Plaza. We're open late, serving up handcrafted drinks and authentic Mexican dishes. Enjoy daily happy hour from 6 p.m. until closing time. La Gran Cantina. We're the perfect spot for both lunch and dinner.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
All right, we're back here at La Gran Cantina inside the mall. You can come in, and we packed this out, this little reserved room where you can have for birthdays, anniversaries, hail and farewells, maybe Christmas. You got a Christmas party coming up. You can reserve this here at La Gran Cantina. As soon as you sit down, immediately chips and salsa are delivered. Get a great menu of original recipes from the family that's been passed down, or they even got some of the modern favorites as well. So you can choose both at La Gran Cantina. The Elgin Owls are up next, and talked to Coach Chalmer, and I was listening. A couple people said you got both bosses that you brought here with you tonight, so that's good. Bring the family. I appreciate that, and she's cute as a button. She's enjoying her chips right there.
Yeah.
So another Halloween coming up. I know it's kind of big with you. You guys always post things. You got what costume that she's going to wear this year?
Yeah, she's going to be Wednesday Addams.
Oh, Wednesday Addams. All right, that's good. Does that mean that you're dressing up too, or no?
Yeah, of course.
And what is who are you? Don't say Uncle Fester. Yeah.
No, I got shot down on that.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You were actually considering that?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm going in, I'm going
all in. All right. So are you Lurch? Who are you?
No, I'm Gomez.
Gomez. Okay.
So that means she's Tish.
Tish. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. That's good. Okay. So it's been an incredible season. I we're not done yet. I mean, it's. Do you kind of reflect and look back at this, or is this going to be after it's all over that you can kind of reflect about how well things have been going and putting it all together for this great run?
Yeah, I need to more than I do. Sometimes we get caught up in the moment of just everyday work and stuff. But this is a really special group, and that's something we talk about as a staff. Is we need to really appreciate the group we have right now. These guys, and. So, yeah, we need to do more of it, but also
hard to do.
It is hard to do because we've got work to do.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's been real special.
So this week is Clinton.
So yes.
And you got a rivalry between them, and that used to be a name. They're state, runner-up champions, in 4A, and so they've got a lot to prove. I know that the Cash game was kind of interesting. We just talked with Cash about how Cash hung with them, and I was wondering if that was kind of a trap game because they kind of knew what was next on the slate. And teams can get to say, okay, we're going to practice a little bit ahead of that, but it's kind of an interesting matchup. But how do you break that down to get ready for this game right here?
Yeah, they're Clinton. 18 state championships, whatever they are. And it's going to be a physical game. You talk about going back into 4A1, like that. This is it. They're really well coached. They've got a really good running back. Some speed that can hurt us, and they're solid defensively. So. They're Clinton, and I think that anybody would say the same thing about them. So, again, it's about us. Big night, senior night. I think we've beat them one time, maybe in school history. So there's a lot that we're fighting for. Playoff implications and other things. So it's a big night, and our guys are really geared up for this one.
Yeah, absent for 2 years because you were in the 5A ranks to not play them. But that's interesting. That's a stat I did not know. But, as they say, keeping receipts. That's part of the one that, like, hey, we kept that one. We know that. We know where we rank with that. So that will be a good showdown and something to look forward to. This has been something that you want to get, as I said to other coaches, you want to be playing your best ball. You don't want to peak at 0 week 1-3. You want to really be playing your best ball in 9 and 10 so you can close that out. And it's who can improve and I've heard coaches say this, it's proved from week to week, each out. How do you do that? How do you put that together?
Yeah, I think the way our schedule kind of laid out for us, I think this is a good week for us to, and I told the guys, like, this needs to be a playoff field game. Even though it's just a district game, I think that can be the kind of catalyst for the direction that we want to go, starting to prepare for the playoffs. So I think, being there last year, I thought that was a great experience, winning round 1 and then stubbing our toe round 2. So we've got a lot of work that we need to get to as far as like playoffs and all that goes. We got to finish the regular season out first, but no, we're excited for that and excited to turn it up in some different ways that we didn't do last year as the playoffs get around.
Well, I know it's kind of tough. They talk about homecoming and senior nights, and this is really special for you because ever since we've talked to you, when this started out, about your connection to this class that was your class, when you first kind of got on. So talk about these seniors and how special they've been to you, and what's that night going to mean for you on Friday?
That'll mean a lot, I think like I have like anything that I've done at Elgin, they've been a part of it, and I think that is something that we've talked about. Like we're their development since they were 7th graders, so we have a lot of pride in that, and also we want to make sure that we get them to where we want them to go, and so. Really special group, 15 of them. A lot of them have been playing ball at Elgin their whole career, and that's kind of what we wanted to build here is that every year. And with this class, it's just awesome to get to do it with them, and awesome to coach them, and they're just an awesome group.
Yeah, that's very special senior night. To acknowledge that, we'll probably try to start as early as we can to get that out so many people can to participate with that. Got a couple of players with us, so grab the mic, and I don't think you have to be introduced. I think I already know, but go ahead and give us your name, your grade, and what position you're in.
Ritson Meyer, junior, running back, and middle linebacker.
Yeah, so talk about this junior year. I mean, it's been a good year for you, and let me put it in this tone. I mean, I knew you were playing by Mr. Lund, the last year or two, and when you came in, there was no drop off at all. You say and you kind of had to wait your turn, kind of so to speak, and got in there. And when you did, what's it like now to be that man in that role now, your junior year?
Oh yeah, I love the ball in my hands, and I love Matt Lund too. Splitting carries with him was cool, and I still got Braxton Antuna. He's a big role. He helps me stay in peak condition, and when I get the ball, I like it. I like being the main guy.
Well, conditioning, let's talk about that. I know you're multi-sports. You're an incredible wrestler, and I won't put you on the spot. I know there some talk about whether or not you're going to come back, and you can do that as a 4, eventually if you want in your weight class. Phenomenal. I was able to see you in the 0-week game, broadcasting that, and I knew that, but someone had to text me and say, well, he's a two-time state champion in wrestling, because I was talking about toughness, not only at running back but linebacker. But I think the biggest thing I was impressed with is your stamina. I never saw quarter 1 and quarter 4 and say, okay, well, you can see he's getting a little fatigued and tired. How do you get that energy and that ever bunny that goes with you that never stops?
Yeah, it's just that competitive spirit in me. I mean, of course, I feel like that sometimes, but I like to push through for my team. But I will tell you, after I scored on that Mac touchdown, there was definitely some throw-up action going on the sideline. But hey, after it happened, I felt good after. And then Braxton Antuna, big guy.
Well, that was 0 week too. That seems doesn't 0 week seem so long ago? Like that was like last year or something. It was like your sophomore year or something.
Yeah, I feel like honestly, it feels like it was 2 weeks ago. Like, I feel like this season's been just flying by, really.
Yeah. Well, what's it like to play Clinton again? Coach just talked about it. I did not know. For fans just joining us, they've only beaten Clinton once in the school history because they've been a 4A powerhouse. You guys went up to 5A for the last 2 years. But what's it like to maybe get that monkey off your back and get Clinton at home?
Oh, yeah, it's going to feel good. I mean, beat them one time in school history. My junior class never played them, so it would be cool to get it done for a district championship too. So to put a stamp on that, and then just that first step to 5 more games we plan on getting to.
That's very important, when step by step, and then that you win the district. It's really, you guys were able to do that last year in 5A. That means you get to host the first 2 home games. What's it like that? Your fan base is always incredible. They bring a lot of noise. They've added now not the jugs, but all those horns. I don't know where you guys get all this stuff. Is there like an Amazon account that the Elgin fan base is able to get every noisemaker that they can? But it's incredible.
Yeah, no, I love the noise. That's kind of what I play for. I love all the cheering, all the hoorah, the holla. I like it all, man. And Elgin, I went to a couple of games that weren't at Elgin, and I was like, whoa,
yeah.
Elgin is different.
Oh, it is. It is. I always gave the ultimate compliment. It's a great experience if you've never had it. Now, I do know that, is it still the way where people reserve their seats in the daytime? So, if you think, that's already spoken for, it already is. But it's a great playoff atmosphere. I always complimented Walters the same way. And in the small town that brings everybody there, and it closes down the town pretty much, and everybody's there on a Friday night. So it's a great atmosphere too. So, all right, Mr. Ritzenmeyer, it's good to have you on the show, and your accomplishments. Keep it going.
Thank you.
All right. So next up in line, give us your name, what position, and what grade you're in.
Bryce Martin. I play corner, and I'm a junior.
So 2 juniors, 2 fellow juniors. How has this junior season been for you?
It's going by fast. This is my first time starting, but it's just going by.
What's it like to not be a starter to now be in that starting role, and especially a position where corners get picked on a little bit, especially when you got a go-to wide receiver coming and you got to cover them? How do you handle that kind of pressure?
Me, I just think it's just like I just got to be the better guy. Go out there, don't let nobody get in my head, and just do my thing.
So, what is your favorite class in school? What is your favorite subject?
Shoot, mine's probably like English or something like that, something easy.
Something easy. You could have said lunch. That's probably the easiest one. So what do you like to do when you're not playing football, some of your hobbies?
Me, I like to go to Target a lot, play on the game and stuff like that. Just
What kind of games? What kind of games are you into? What are you playing?
I be playing like 2K and college football and stuff like
Okay.
that.
Do you guys in a circuit? Do you play with other Elgin players on your?
Yeah, sometimes I be playing Brody. I be giving them the work.
Okay. I was going to say, no, who is the best video football player on the team?
Oh, me.
You.
Yeah,
all right.
me for
Back
sure.
it up. So you got a whole bunch of challenges when you get home now.
Yes,
you
sir.
know?
Yes, sir.
Who's your go-to team? What do you like to select on that game?
I like to use Georgia or like Ole Miss.
A little battle with there. Okay, and then what's it like going to be played this Clinton game here with you may have, as a junior, you say, as Ritzenmeyer said, that you guys never played him, but you kind of heard the stories.
Yes,
you
sir.
hear it from other people, and if you didn't know it, you'll hear it from the fans too about what Clinton means. So they'll tell you what it means if you didn't, but what's it like to play them on Friday?
I think it's, going to be a good game. I think it's going to be toughness, all about toughness, who's more tougher. But I think we can come through and get it. We got better athletes.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is physical. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You see that week in and week out. All right, the Elgin Owls get ready to play the Clinton Red Tornadoes coming into town on senior night, 6:30 for the pregame, 7 o'clock for the kickoff. We still got Lawton High, Eisenhower, and Walters to talk about. Week 9 in the books after this week. Can you believe it or not? The season is slowly dissipating, and we talking playoffs coming up right around the corner. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Craving delicious Mexican cuisine? Head to La Gran Cantina at the west entrance of Central Plaza. We're open late, serving up handcrafted drinks and authentic Mexican dishes. Enjoy daily happy hour from 6 p.m. until closing time. La Gran Cantina. We're the perfect spot for both lunch and dinner.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Goodbye, paperwork. Hello, convenience. Farewell, waiting. Hello, personal service. Catch you later, dreaming. Hello, planning. Buy your dream home. Connect with a personal banker and easily schedule an appointment with digital tools from Arvest Bank. Goodbye limits, hello possibilities.
All right, we're kind of getting set up right here and trying to get as many of our guys in here because we've got a very special tribute. And yeah, you can. Oh, I got you. Yeah, you're there, Coach. There's a lot of things that you do with coaching, and I know that we've talked about your dad's influence with you about changing people's lives, and it's not just what's on the field, but what's off the field. Unfortunately, an accident where a young man's in the hospital, and I know that shakes the team up. They're all represented with number 6, and that's who we're going to talk about. But I guess he is improving a little bit as he's in the hospital.
Yes, sir. Kobe DeVoe, senior defensive back, wide receiver guy for our team, man. First year on the team this year. He actually moved in the spring. Got in an accident this past weekend and was flighted out to OU Medical. Is in critical condition, but it's getting better each day. The prayers are working. I know a lot of people out on Facebook and out in the community have reached out and wondering what's going on out there and seeing how he's doing, updating them. With just talking with his parents, again they just continue to ask for prayers, continue to ask for support, and a lot of things going on around the city where they've shown their support, and the parents have reached out and wanted everybody to know that they do appreciate the support, they appreciate the love, and just continue to pray. He's fighting every day, getting a little bit better each day. And again, man, we're just going to keep praying for him and keep fighting for him and keep showing our support.
Well, it's life that happens, and you also got to have a school. They've got to do their classwork. You got a football game to prepare for. How do you kind of try to mesh that as the head coach of I know their hearts and minds are on that, but then you got that. So how do you balance all that?
I mean, man, we preach brotherhood. And I think that's something that when things like this come up, the ball now it doesn't matter. It's the things that you built upon a team, and the times that you came together. The summer workouts, the early morning workouts, each game, and preparing with each other. And man, so for us, man, it's about just telling our guys and helping our guys understand that, man, we're going out here with a purpose. Which each week we've already going out there with a different purpose every week, and we know we want to go out there and win. But again, you're going out there to win with your brothers. These are guys you grind with every day, and for us as a coaching staff, and for our players that I've preached is life goes on, and we got to continue to do the things that we know He would want us to do, and continue to fight for Him and keep praying for Him. Again, it's a miracle now, and I think those are the things. I think it starts to bring up a lot of awareness as far as understanding why you're doing what you're doing. And so our guys, man, we played a JV game last night, went out to Mac, and those guys, they wanted that normalcy of going out there and playing. A lot of support there as well, and our guys they're attacking each day. I know it's hard for those guys for sure, just knowing that they got a teammate that's in the hospital, and again he's fighting, but again he's here and he's fighting. So using that fight and helping these guys understand that let's continue to fight the fight with them.
Well, very touching, and I know that you hear this from time to time that life happens, and it intertwines life experiences with football and the sports that we love, and that can bring people together, which it really has shown in a very big way. So you have a great cap off of a senior night on Thursday. That was really good to get that.
Yes,
get
sir.
The monkey of let's get the losses out of here. But
yes, sir.
You went out into out of the frying pan into the fire with the Choctaw. This is a program that's storied to know what they're trying to make their impact. This is a great time after that win for you to kind of assess yourself in these last 2 weeks. So what are you looking for your fight on Friday night?
Man, we just had a capitalized. Saw really a lot of great things on Friday night. Thursday night we played Northwest Class in their senior night, and just want to capitalize, man. We got to see a lot of young guys get in and kind of build that depth that we're looking for towards this part of the season as you roll into the playoffs, and you got got a lot more guys that can help you. So getting able to see those guys, seeing some guys come back and get healthier, guys like Shad and Siri, getting these guys healthy and seeing them get out there to finish their last home game in front of, the last home crowd. So it was a good thing. But going into Choctaw, continuing to look at a good opponent, continue to go out here with the guys that we got, and just continue to capitalize. Just go out here, play fast, play smart, play physical, find a way to win, and you just continue to collect. We're already talking in our mind is playoff mode, playoff mentality. And even though these next 2 games don't actually dictate, whether you're going home or not, we want that mentality. So that's what we're practicing like, and we're going to continue with that mindset.
You guys are a little different, in the 6A, in case you're unaware of what he's talking about with the splits, is that, most districts you take your top 4, but in 6A, which it's split, you're going to take 6. So 6 get to make it in. What's it looking like for you guys on that path?
Right now, we're kind of – it's still a couple of games that actually matter all the way through our district.
Okay.
The other side's kind of decided out a little bit more, but for us, we kind of in that range between 4th and 6th, just kind of how games fall out and where everybody is. And like I said, there's some important games that aren't necessarily our games that don't dictate our future, but that do dictate our future, but off of what they do. So man, we just want to go out here, control our own destiny and what we can control, to continue to talk about control what we can control, and that's each game going 1-0 each week and getting better as a team. And I think one thing that we talk about as a team is getting 100% full go for the playoffs. So we got Choctaw this week. We go to U.S. Grant next week, and we're looking at right now probably traveling, but again we could fall into a host game. It's just kind of how things fall off.
Well, we just uploaded our new podcast that we started over the summer, and Chris Evans was my guest from the Guthrie News page. Gave you an ultimate compliment. He handles and covers Guthrie, and he said, what you've done at your program to get these kids to play late in games that you think, well, and I said, that's what I noticed. I said, Coach Harris and I talked about that, to get kids to not Monday pack it in and say we're done. Not only that, but 4 quarters. Even when you think, well, man, this game is out of hand, not for these kids. They show fight for 4 quarters. And that's really a great compliment to you and your program. And he also said, in a lot of these classes, they're top heavy, and then there's a lot of other people in competitive games. So he was throwing out, he's a mathematical guy about all the different scenarios. He says, Eisenhower could get this game or this game. He says, that's a really great first game, start.
Yes,
so, if you get that, we won't put the cart before the horse.
Right,
we'll get Choctaw out, and we'll talk about that next week.
Most definitely.
Yeah. All right, you got some players very special with you, a great senior class here. And all right, quarterback's pointing to you. All right. So wearing the number 6 jersey, that's really nice, and I know your hearts and minds are about that. But what has this senior season been for you at quarterback? Since you said, well, that's not our quarterback. He's not wearing that number. But what's it been like for this year?
It's been pretty good. I've improved on a lot of things from last year.
What do you think your biggest improvement has been at quarterback? What do you think you got better than in your junior year?
Not turnovering the ball as much.
You took that a little personally, didn't you? Okay.
Yeah. I was scrambling. Got a little better at scrambling than from last year to this year.
And are you the scrambler? You're the type of scrambler. I'm not, saying this for you, but you're not a scrambler to guy. You're looking to extend the play. You're scrambling to you got 2 weapons right next to you right there that break free. And who's the worst at saying that they want the ball more? Sheridan or Hurst?
I don't know.
He doesn't want to throw him under the bus. They all campaign for you. You're the quarterback, and so Coach Harris has got the play in. And who is in your ear the most to say, hey, I got this. My guy's over here. He's light on me. Just give me the ball. I got it. He's not going to do it.
Tell the truth.
He's not going to. You don't have to tell the truth. That's it. It's all fun. We're all family here, so you don't have to worry about that. But I just know that receivers and running backs, they campaign for it. I've seen it in huddles. Say, well, where did that play come from? Well, it was from within the huddle. So Choctaw, what did you see on game film? Very physical. They're kind of very mirrored to you guys. You're a physical kind of team with some athletes, and that's going to be a good matchup on a road game. What's that game going to be like?
They have a good D-line, and they're going to play very hard and physical.
Yeah. How special was it senior night? You know, a good night, like a Thursday. It was
a nice night.
It was a nice night. Yeah, have all that. So, yeah. All right. Pass the mic down. Is it either Sheridan or – okay.
I'll go.
All right. So, you've kind of had some, banged up, not available. How are you now health-wise?
I'm straight now, but I don't really know if I'm really full speed till it's time to go. It's kind of like a switch when I get in the game.
Okay.
I really got 100% in practice, but then it's like 120 in the game. So
okay. I was going to say, what percentage are you? Okay, so it's all right, the 120 thing. What's it like going on the road playing the Choctaw and the Yellow Jackets there?
I like going on the road.
Do you?
Seeing the opposition, seeing their fans and hearing their chants against us, it kind of just give me like a more of a motor to keep going.
Well, you were acknowledged a little bit in our banquet last year, talk about, and I was really impressed that you said that, when you started this, no one ever saw you on the depth chart, until that young man got hurt and, you were called up last year. How is that feeling gone from that position to springboard as a senior for your year this year?
It was very different. I mean, people kind of depended on me more.
You felt a little bit of the pressure on you, huh?
Yeah, you felt a lot of pressure. Can't really make a lot of mistakes, and I think I got getting better at not making a lot of mistakes and trying to be perfect every day.
Well, and what's it like to have an opportunity of extending this season to make a playoff run?
It's great, this is kind of our first year in the playoffs, so. And for me, too, since elementary, I've never really been in the playoffs.
And it's a great thing. And, and 6A2 has got it where, like I said, if you, get that first game in there, to get not only first time in the playoffs, but to get a playoff win, that would be thrilling I know you guys are seniors, to really springboard for the underclassmen that are behind you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I got one more back over here. Senior leader, what's it like for you to wear the brunt of all of the expectations of what number one does on the field all the time?
At first,
you feel the pressure?
At first, it got to me. It got
to
me bad. Like at the beginning of the season, coming back off injury, it was a lot. But my coaches, my friends, my brothers here, they just kept me poised and ready to go.
How do you feel that you've recovered from last year? I know it's a long kind of a sit-out. You had to watch all those games, and now being effective to play all these games, what's it been like to be back on the field?
Man, it's been a blessing. God really blessed me to come back fast, too. So he blessed me with a quick recovery, and it's just been 100% ever since.
In the senior season, even though, kind of had ups and downs with wins and losses, how has it been for you?
Man, it's been a great experience. Being coached by Coach Harris, playing with my brothers, I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world.
That's great. And opportunity at the playoffs, like what Sari said, is that, never been there, have an opportunity to do that, and then possibly show some people and get a win. How will that be I know I'm going a little ahead of ourselves. You still got 2 games to play, but, that's got to be a nice feeling for your senior season as well.
Oh, man, it feels great, man. We're doing something that hasn't been done in a while.
That's right. Well, bringing that Eisenhower pride back, representing number 6, and best of luck to him in his recovery and also in the hospital. Our well wishes and prayers go out to him. Well, we got the Lawton High Wolverines, Walters Blue Devils. They're in the house as well as our coaches show continues live at La Grande Cantina in the mall right here at the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Craving delicious Mexican cuisine? Head to La Grande Cantina at the west entrance of Central Plaza. We're open late, serving up handcrafted drinks and authentic Mexican dishes. Enjoy daily happy hour from 6 p.m. until closing time. La Grande Cantina. We're the perfect spot for both lunch and dinner.
All right, right, Lawton High Wolverines in the house for La Grande Cantina as we continue to talk week 9 of the high school football season. And Coach Lorenzo is with us talking Lawton High Wolverines. And, you know, it's everybody kind of had to face that in that district. You were undefeated going in. There was actually 3 of you that was without a blemish in the district with Guthrie, Carl Albert, and the Lawton High Wolverines. So you go up there to a familiar territory for you with your coaching experience at Midwest City. So talk a little bit about taking your team up there, and what did you come and see? You had most points against Carl Albert. You had 12. They were stingy, and I think 6 or 7 of their games have been shutouts. But what else did you come away from that game against Carl Albert?
The biggest thing that I wanted our guys to know is that, you know, we can make mistakes against teams that aren't very good, and then the same mistakes we make against teams that are really good, those turn into touchdowns. So, you know, those
are hard lessons to learn.
It is. I mean, you know, you kind of preach some stuff, you know what I mean, and they it's kind of, you know, talking about being perfect and perfect plays and stuff like that, and, you know, working on things, and it's not so much the broad strokes anymore. It's the pen strokes at this point. You know what I mean? It's the little fine details. You know, am I right leverage? You know, against a kid that I'm faster than, does leverage really matter? Sometimes you can line up wrong and still be okay. But you know, Coach Lowe been telling me for 6 weeks to get my stuff, make sure my feet's in the right place, my leverage is right. Now when you play against somebody that you're not faster than, that thing looks real bad real quick. So it's kind of one of those deals where, you know, I think that we learned a lot. You know, learn about ourselves. You know what I mean? We can do some stuff pretty well. We can play with the best. You know what I mean? And then we got to play a full game, but. I think the biggest things we just learned is just the little detail stuff matter way more now when it's starting to get closer to the end than it did when we started.
Yeah, and you talked about what we saw from you and your team in week 0 is not what you were going to see in week 8, 9, and 10, and that's lived up to that. Very interesting with this matchup with the Altus Bulldogs. They just got done playing Guthrie. Those are your final 2 games. So, what did you see? You really get an advantage. You get to break down film for the next 2 games with one film. So what did you find out? That was kind of a strange game for me because updates as we weren't watching it, but we were getting updates and scores, and I said I really couldn't figure out without watching it what this was. So what was it?
Well, I mean, a couple things. One, we're not overlooking anybody, you know what I mean? So to me, it's the most important game on the schedule, you know what I mean? So we want to make sure that we take every opponent with the utmost respect and that kind of deal, because we're not good enough to overlook people. That's not us yet. So, but you know, that game was a little weird, you know what I mean? Just starting off with, Altus is a different football team than they were. You know, they're another team that's gotten better every week. So, and they've changed some things about their team. I think Coach Reed started off wanting to do one thing and realized, you know, hey, just like we did, you can't really do all of that yet, you know what I mean, or right now. So let's evolve and try to change and see what we can get to. So they've changed their offense a lot, you know, changed their defense a lot. So it's some different stuff you're seeing on film and things that they have done differently that have gotten themselves in better situations going forward. So I think that, they did a good job running the football. They did a good job getting some unbalanced formations and getting some formations that kind of gave Guthrie a little fits. Defensively, you know, the 3-3 stack stuff does really good. You know, a lot of times, you know, if you just guess right, you know, as far as because it's not like a normal defense you line up against. When you go 3-3 with 3 high safety, everything's equal across the board, so the numbers look the same on both sides of the football. So it's not like I say, hey, they only got 5 over there, we got 6, let's get over there type thing. So they can manipulate a lot of things, but you know, it's definitely a roll of the dice. You know, you guess right, you tackle for a loss. You know, you fumble, you interception. You guess wrong, it's 50-yard play type thing. So that's what it comes down to. In certain times, you playing those 3-3 stack defenses. So they got some kids that fly around and make plays. You know, they got a couple really good offensive players that they kids that play both ways, but they do a really good job. Their quarterback's really good.
Yeah, Brody Rogers really showing he's got good and a good wide receiver and running back. So their tandem's pretty good.
They got a good core group of some kids around them that support them. So you know, it was an interesting game to watch. And like I said, I think it was just a couple wrong guesses. You know what I mean? And I think Coach Reed was letting it all hang out. I don't think anybody punted. I think they went for it. Everybody went for every 4th down. You know what I mean? So it was a wild game, man. Yeah. So you know, we definitely got our hands full this week.
Okay, what is your keys to the game for your X's and O's for this week?
Well, we got to start fast. That's one thing that we've talked about every week for the past 3 weeks. You know, we went for a stretch there, 3 and out on every first offensive possession we had. Wow. And I think the El Reno game was the first offensive possession we had that we drove right down and scored. But unfortunately, we gave up a touchdown on the first 15 seconds of the game type thing. So that was a struggle. But we did start fast. You know, Carl Albert kind of it kind of took us a little while to get going. Once we got going, we moved the ball well. Did some pretty good things. You know what I mean? We got them in 4th and long. I mean, fourth down. We got them in 3rd and long. You know, we just got to make plays and get out the field on 3rd down. That's going to be, the things that travel through the playoffs. You know what I mean? You got to be able to keep the chains moving. You got to be able to get first downs. Got to be able to get off the field. You got to take care of the football. I think we fumbled it coming right out of halftime, and that was a big blow to us. You know what I mean? And we had special teams got to be really good. You got to be solid. That's another big one. It always is. You know what I mean? But that turnover margin, man, that tells a story. You can run the football, stop the run, and you can take care of the turnover margin. And when it starts getting cold outside, good things going to happen for you.
Well, and you talk about the season the way it's been, and this is senior night. I know you're a new coach, but talk a little bit about these seniors that you've had on this class.
Man, senior night sucks, man.
You said that about homecoming too.
I mean, homecoming sucks for different reasons. Senior night sucks for a whole different reason. You know what I mean? Fortunately enough, we know we're going to get to play another game, with these guys. Hopefully, it's a home game, so it's not the last home game we're going to play. But we got to do some more work. But just one thing, man, I just love these dudes, man. I got a big heart for kids. You know what I mean? So, when we start getting in a situation, when I first got to Lawton, I told the kids, hey, I'm a different kind of cat. I'm going to tell you I love you, and I'm going to mean it. But you're not going to know that until we get, 10 to 15 weeks into this thing, and you're going to start to see a little bit. I'm going to be consistent. We're going to take care of each other. So, as time goes on, you start getting these. Start getting nicknames. It's the same nickname no matter where. I'm Milk Dud no matter where I go, guys.
Milk Dud, really?
How we get that?
Do you like Milk Duds?
No, I hate Milk Duds. My mom does them. You know what I mean? But I got a bald head, so everybody make fun of me.
I got you.
You know what I mean? So
I got you.
But you start developing a relationship with kids, and then you quickly realize, as the thing. I think I just met you, and I feel like I just met you yesterday, but that was 4 months ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So. That kind of thing. And then, but it's the same thing with the guys. Like, you get to a situation where it's coming to an end no matter how it goes. You know what I mean? We can make it all the way to state championship, and at some point this thing's going to be over with. So you start knowing, looking at these guys a little differently. They start looking at you a little differently. Their faces kind of change a little bit. When you're around you kind of notice it, but you got to say, hey, it's okay. We're going to keep rolling. You know what I mean? So,
right.
But the one thing I love about the situation is it means something to them. Like, we got them to care about it. We got them to care about each other, take care of each other. Care about the coaches. They know the coaches care about them. We take care of them. So, we got a lot of positives when it comes to relationship building. That really suck when you realize that I'm getting older and these guys is the same age. It just keeps cycling out there. So we're gonna have some seniors again next year and then year after that. You know what I mean? So I think as every coach will tell you, man, especially when you get in a situation where it's your first group of seniors or you've raised a group from babies. You know what I mean? So the 6th graders that's coming. You got 6 years with kids. It's just hard. They leaving. They got other things to do in their life, and they're gonna go out and do things. And it's getting to the point now where I got a kid that's on my staff right now that I coached when I was at Westmore. You know what I mean? So it's just they start having kids and getting married, and all the hopefully not in that order, but all the things. You know what I mean? And it's the phone calls get different. Coach had she was the one. The coach had I think I'm having a kid. I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? It's just the phone calls get different.
And you never stop with that title.
No,
you'll always be coach, no matter what.
And I got some great relationships. Like my coaches from college and high school, I talk to all the time. You know what I mean? So I only know how to take care of kids that way. I don't know how to do it the other way where you just don't care about them and throw them away and all that kind of thing. I only know how to once they in the crew, I tell them, you're in the crew, so you're in the crew. So
that's it.
If you ever need me, you got me. This goes from now until I ain't here no more. So so we'll keep rolling, man. I'm excited for their futures. A lot of these guys can get a chance to go play football at the next level. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm gonna be happy about that. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna be sad to lose them because we got a bunch of them.
Yeah, I understand.
A lot of seniors this year.
Last week was your birthday. Anything special that you did for your birthday? Outside of practice? Practice came home? You mean there was no cake made for you or anything?
No, my mom kind of dropped the ball a little bit.
Did she?
And I know she's going to watch this, so I'm trying to tell you, my mom, I love you. But you did me wrong in the cake.
Okay, all right. Just saying. We're just keeping receipts is all we're doing.
That's right. I mean, it's your birthday coming up, Mama. You know what I mean? So we'll figure it out.
All right, we got a couple of players with us, so grab the mic. Give us your name, position, and what grade you're in.
My name is Tydell Zachary, and I'll play D-line. And I'm a senior.
Senior season D-line. What's this year been like with Coach Zoe under the helm? What's the senior season been like?
It's been perfect. I feel like it was way more that we learned from just Coach Zoe in general. So,
Coming from the Carl Albert game now to Altus, how do you prepare for this? Are you getting ready for this? Because these are positioning in you have an opportunity that you could play Guthrie and you could actually finish second in your district. So everything's out there for you to control a little bit. So Altus is first though. What have you seen on them, and how are you getting prepared for them this week?
We're watching their offense and everything and see what we can go against or attack with them, but see what we can use against them, and just studying more and more about the offense and what they would get in.
What's it going to be like for you to cross at senior night to be acknowledged like that on Friday?
I'm not sure yet.
Haven't got there yet, huh? Are you noticing that different look the coach is giving you and you giving him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
That's that senior season thing. All right.
Right.
What's your favorite food?
Barbecue in general.
All right. Any kind of specific barbecue? Pulled pork, brisket, ribs. What are we talking about?
I'll say ribs.
Yeah, that's what he already answered it for you. Where do you get the best ribs?
You said what?
Where do you get the best ribs? Where do you get them to get the best ribs around?
I want to say Sam's, but it seemed like they shut down recently. So.
All right. Okay. Well, that's you got to get that stuff. Slow cooking ribs. There's nothing better than that. What do you like to do when you're not playing football? Give us some of your hobbies.
I'm pretty much go home, play the game.
What game are you on?
I play Rocket League.
Okay. Do you play with the other guys there? You connect up at all?
Some of them.
Some of them. Who's the best video gamer on the team?
I'm not sure.
Someone's raising their hand down there over there. I think there's a competition coming up.
I'm about to get 5 phone calls, man. You better say me.
All right. Okay. And what does it mean for you to be a Wolverine?
I say it means a lot. I like being around the Wolverines a lot. Yeah, it's just fun. If I didn't have them, I wouldn't be nothing right now. So.
Well, very good. All right. You got one right next to you. Give us your name, position, and what grade you're in.
My name is Tavares Deans, and I'm a senior. My position is receiver.
Okay, we're in number 2. You're a basketball player, and Coach talked about this at the beginning. He said he was going to try to make it simplified for you. It's basketball on grass. Has that really lived up to the expectation of that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He kind of turned into a real football player now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's this diving to the pylon thing? Who taught you? That was against the Eisenhower game. That made a highlight stuff. We're going to use that for our playoff run video.
I just felt like the moment was needed to do it to get the job done.
And you went airborne. That's right. That's
trying
right.
to get the job done, however.
Well, I won't ask you a favor because you are an exceptional basketball player. So, are you looking forward to that season too?
Oh, yes, sir. But right now, I
know. First things first. I understand.
Yes, sir.
Well, what got you out there? I mean, you were just a basketball player. How did it all emerge into you being on the football field?
Coach though, he really just told me about all the options and what I really want to do for the next 4 or 5 years and my best chances of going to the highest level possible.
Since you've not played before, what's it been like for a first experience at it?
I'm finna play for the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a great opportunity there. All right. Seniors, what's it going to be like for you to cross this one last time?
Really, I'm gonna try not to cry, but I feel like the time just went so fast. Like I was just a freshman, and I didn't really believe that time really flies like that. I just remember I was a freshman. I was at Eisenhower first. I was a freshman at Eisenhower, and now I'm a senior.
And they say, take it all in, soak it in. You're a senior. It's going by so fast. And how do you guys get prepared for this week? It's Altus, coming after Carl Albert. Before you don't put the cart before the horse. You'll get that last one there with Bishop McGinnis. I mean, with Guthrie on the slate at the Rock. That'll be something to talk about. But Altus game, what is that going to be like for you this week?
I just feel like we just have to focus on ourselves. Like Altus, they're a good team, but I just feel like if we have our stuff together and just know that we're ready, then I feel like we'll win the game just by knowing that we're prepared.
Okay. What's your favorite food?
Canes.
Okay. and with or without the sauce? You like the sauce?
With the sauce.
With it.
Canes without the sauce, just throw it away. Throw it away.
See, that's what I'm saying. They got to have the sauce, though. So is it really the chicken?
No coleslaw.
Or is it the sauce?
No coleslaw. The sauce.
It's the sauce. All right.
No coleslaw.
Yeah.
No coleslaw.
Replace that. Get extra fries. Make it crispy.
Okay. All right. He's
That's
already got the order down.
That's the cheat code to have hot and fresh fries.
Okay. All right. So there you go. So word to the wise from our senior there. Okay. And I lost my train of thought.
Right.
I was going to ask you something else, but I guess it was irrelevant. All right. Well, good luck. This is going to be a great game for you guys on senior night. Altus at Cameron Stadium. You guys got some stuff to go do. I mean, like I said, you could finish second or third in this district. Guthrie at the Rock will be interesting to close out, but you guys got a lot to look forward to yet in these next couple of weeks.
Sure. Thank you.
All right. So Lawton High Wolverines got Walters Blue Devils
in Warzone.
Oh no! That's what I was going to ask you. Video gamer, thank you. What's your video game? What's your go-to?
My go-to game is Warzone.
These guys from Walters out here, like I got you, bro.
Okay. Warzone, and I feel like I could beat anybody over there in Warzone right now.
Okay, so there it is. Oh, it's on. So
it's on.
You guys exchange your connections and how you can get to them. We'll find out. So it's on and off the field competition right here, always on the Coaches Show. We'll be back right after this. Walters Blue Devils up next here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Delicious Mexican cuisine? Head to La Gran Cantina at the west entrance of Central Plaza. We're open late, serving up handcrafted drinks and authentic Mexican dishes. Enjoy daily happy hour from 6 p.m. until closing time. La Gran Cantina. We're the perfect spot for both lunch and dinner.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Memorial Medical Group's orthopedic specialists are the most experienced team in Southwest Oklahoma. Our orthopedic surgeons are trained to diagnose and treat shoulder, knee, hip, hand, and foot conditions, as well as orthopedic trauma, sports, or work-related injuries. And they're the only ones in the area to offer Mako robotic-assisted surgery for knee and hip replacement. When you need bone and joint help, trust MMG Orthopedics to get you back to living your best life.
All right, coaches, I would say we saved the best for last. Right?
Absolutely.
All right, Walters Blue Devils here in the house after our 6 area schools that we talked to, all 3 Lawton schools, Cache, Elgin, and then Walters as well. And the Walters Blue Devils still on a roll. In fact, if you want to check out our latest podcast, we were talking about breakdowns of districts and playoff potentials, and one that does a huddle program on Wednesdays with Chris Evans out of Guthrie talked about he moved Walters up. Walters was in his at number 6 now in the state here in your class. So you're getting a lot of looks, you're getting a lot of attention. I know you really not want that. You want what's focused on hand, but you got a big one coming up this week, and it's really the kids have told me this. It's really a big one for them because it's Frederick. And Frederick used to be a school that you would play. They would go out of the district, you'd go out of the district, move up and move down. And then, so it wasn't a solidified thing, but it was still one of those things of the kids that marked it on the calendar. So talk about what this game represents this week.
Well, Frederick, I've been warning our kids not to look at their record because they're really scary on film. They have a lot of great athletes. We lost to Christian Heritage 24-7. They lost 24-0. So they're playing really well. They're just not finishing the game, and so I figured that we're going to get their best, and we're going to have to play our best to beat them on Friday night. So they're a tradition-rich program year in and year out, and they know football over there real well. We've got to go over there to the Bomber Bowl, and that's hard to play in. So we've got our work cut out for us this week.
Well, and I kind of jumped ahead with this week's opponent, but let's just get your reflections about last week's game.
I felt like we played our best football all year long. Stratford was really, really good. I felt like our offense was hitting on all cylinders throughout the game. I made a pretty big coaching error in selling out to the run. They had completed 2 passes on the film that I had, so we sold out to the run, and they threw the ball really well early in the game, so we had to make some adjustments there. But, like I said, our kids really, really played well. They played hard, and I felt like our offensive line had their most dominating game throughout the year. Our fullback, John Jones, had 3 touchdowns. Our other fullback, Caden Griffin, had a touchdown, and of course BJ, got a touchdown as well. But we were able to run in the middle a lot. We've been going to the edge quite a bit this year, but we ran up the middle quite a bit. And Stratford's no slouch in there, so I was really, really pleased with our offensive line, and I'm pleased with our kids and how they're playing and the way that they're executing right now.
Well, and we talked about this earlier with other coaches about who can improve at the latter part of the season. Still looking to improve. What areas do you still think that you really want to work on?
Well, our passing game, we still need to get, a little better at that. We had a great pass the other night in a big moment that J.R. Freeman came up with. Camden hit him on a long pass play that could set us up for a score. And, we still got to work on our pass defense a little bit, and shore up our defense. The other night, Stratford, which, like I said, they're a very good football team. They had a little over 300 yards of offense against us and put up 27 points. So, there's things we've got to work on and get better at. And, like you said, you want to be playing your best football at playoff time. So we feel like we're heading in that direction.
Well, with one district loss, still kind of control your own destiny. Try to lock up that number 2 spot and host a playoff game. How special would that be for Walters?
Well, it's everything to us. You want to play in front of your home crowd in the playoffs, and looks like Christian Heritage may win out. So the best we can do is second, and that's out of our hands. But we can control us having a home playoff game. We just got to take care of business and continue to get better.
All right, we got a couple of players with us, so grab the mic, give us your name, what position you play, and, of course, Walter. So give us your name and your grade and what position.
I'm Miles Mosier. I play nose guard, and I'm a senior.
Okay, we were at a center earlier for Cash, and I talked about nose guards, playing with centers because you're right across the ball from them. Are you a talker at all to the center, or are you just all a business, or do you kind of have a little talking there to the center across from you?
It just depends. I mean, if I get mad, then I'll start talking, but I try to keep my cool.
No, I understand. I'm not saying it gets out of hand, but I think there is a psychological thing because the center's got to worry about a lot of things. He's looking at defensive schemes. He's calling out blocking, assignments for the offensive line, and then he's got you to contend with. Have you been guilty of offsides?
Absolutely.
Okay. And why is that? You're going to answer the mystery of all mysteries of why, out of any of the 11 on the team, the nose guard, who is right above the ball, is not supposed to be listening to anything, would move before that moves.
I'm not for sure. I think I'm just so excited. I'm so ready to get in there. And I don't know, maybe I should play with earplugs in.
Yeah, well, that could help. Maybe Coach will help you with that. How many times have you been called that? Well, he's got him.
I'm not for sure, actually.
You already got up to 5, so there's more than 5?
It's
okay.
I think it might be 5, actually.
Okay.
I think it might.
What grade did you say you're in?
I'm a senior.
Oh, a senior, so you don't have anything to work on that. So, okay, all right. All right, so what's it like to play the Frederick Bombers?
Well, we've never played them before in my 4 years of high school, so I think it'll be a good challenge. I'm ready to play them, and I'm ready to show everybody that we ain't no slouches either.
Well, and the thing is, and even though you don't know them personally, the community does, and I'm sure they'll tell you what Frederick means to Walters. And even though rivals change, you didn't get Apache this year. That was a rivalry that you guys would look forward to, and you guys are in different districts, so that didn't match up. So this is the next best thing, I guess, the class up there.
Yes, sir.
What is your favorite food?
I'm sort of a food connoisseur, so I'm gonna have to go with a good chicken Alfredo.
All right, okay. Did you try any of Coach's taquitos? He said he always likes to get.
Yeah, every time he comes here, he eats taquitos. I'm just not the biggest fan of taquitos.
That's Coach's favorite there. Okay, what do you like to do when you're not playing football?
I really like to hang out with my girlfriend, and I like to play video games.
Video games. Now, there was a challenge from a Lawton High Wolverine, and you guys were over in the corner. Are you going to hook up and you're going to compete against him tonight?
Yeah, he has no chance.
No chance. Okay, I want results, too. By next week, I want to find out who is the champion of that. What makes you so confident in that video game?
I have over 500 hours in this video game.
500 hours?
I've dedicated a lot of time to this video game.
Who counts that? Is there a counter on your
Yes,
computer?
sir. Yes, sir.
Oh,
there's a counter. I have 500 hours in that, and I have over 500 hours in the other game, so I'm pretty confident in my abilities.
Well, the thing is, that's almost like pilots. Pilots will say, I have X amount of hours of flying time, so well, good luck to you. I want to see how that turns out. Okay.
Thank you. We got you.
Did you say how many? Did you ask how many hours he's got?
No, but I'm assuming that he probably got less than me.
Less than you.
Less than me. I am the best.
What do you do when you're not playing video games? Sleep and play football?
Really, around this time of the year, play football. But after football's over, a whole lot of nothing.
Except for that game.
Yeah, the game. Yes, of course. The game and.
Are you ever told that it's time to shut that down from your parents to say you've been playing it a little bit too long?
They've tried for 17 years.
Okay.
And it just never worked out, so they don't even tell me anymore.
Do you know that there's an outlet and a plug, and there's also internet that also can be taken out?
I'll find a way.
Okay. All right. He's got a lot of confidence going in there. Okay, you got a player next to you. Give us the mic. Give us your name, grade, and what position you play.
My name is Tucker Tickle. I'm a senior, and I play corner.
He's also the kicker.
Oh, and the kicker. You have the special shoes too.
No.
You don't have no special shoes.
No.
Most kickers always have special shoes. So you don't change them out like when it's time to play and then when it's time to kick, you just go out and do it, huh?
I just do it.
All right. What are you better at, PATs or field goals?
Field goals.
Okay, what's your longest that you think that you could tell Coach, I got you. If it's this yardage out, what do you feel comfortable hitting?
Consistently, probably about the 30 or 35.
Okay, all right. So that'll be good placement there in case he needs it. He can put that in your back pocket. What's the senior season been like for you?
It's been a blast for me. I mean, all of us seniors, we're having so much fun this year, and we're having a good season. So it's been a blast.
You've had a good year. I mean, just have one loss in the season coming up to this juncture. You got 2 left on the slate. How do you make sure that these aren't trap games that you've arrived, so to speak, and you can just get off the bus and win? How do you guard against that, especially with Frederick?
Well, we gotta stop taking practice lightly. Sometimes we joke around a little bit, but there's a time for it to quit, and in games we gotta lay off the penalties. So.
Gotcha. Those are they can cost you in big games. Who's the best video game player on the team? Oh, you're already going to concede to him already, huh? How many hours do you have on it?
I don't even get on it that much, to be honest.
So you don't have 500 hours?
No, not at all.
All right. No.
I like to be outside more.
Okay. So what is your hobbies? What do you like to do?
I like to hunt.
Okay. What do you like to hunt?
Duck.
That's 2 times that we've had duck hunters that have chosen that over anything else. We've had a hog hunter, and we've had 2 ducks, and then we had anything. You do any fishing at all?
No,
just all hunting.
Kind of
right? You got some private land that you're able to access to be able to hunt on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's the key around here. It's all about the connections. All right.
Yes, with or without permission.
Oh, okay. Well, we won't bring that up. So and you got a whole. What do you say about your little fan base that you brought with you as a first team? Every week you guys have brought people. That's been impressive.
They're our biggest fans.
Yeah, I see that.
Like to show up and support us.
And support, that's
yes,
right.
Sir.
Support the Walters Blue Devils, and we appreciate that. Well, Coach, good luck to you against Frederick, and we'll talk to you next week when we get to Week 10. We're going to talk about last game and what that means and what the playoff picture will start to look like.
Absolutely.
All right, Coach Griffin, for the Walters Blue Devils, we'll kind of wrap things up at La Grande Cantina. Wow, what a night it's been to talk about Week 9 coming up in the books. Can you believe it? Only 2 more regular season games left this weekend and next weekend, and then we're talking playoffs. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Craving delicious Mexican cuisine? Head to La Grande Cantina at the west entrance of Central Plaza. We're open late, serving up handcrafted drinks and authentic Mexican dishes. Enjoy daily happy hour from 6 p.m. until closing time. La Grande Cantina. We're the perfect spot for both lunch and dinner.
Going to wrap things up at La Grande Cantina here inside the mall with 6 area schools all talking about Week 9. Believe it or not, and as much as I love high school football, I'm still going to enjoy a playoff run as well. So we're not quite finished, but when you kind of get to this juncture where you're at the end of the regular season, we're talking about senior nights of our prospective teams as well. Very special to close out the year. Good luck to all of our teams in action, all 6 of them from this area. We have got 13 schools in all. Make sure you download our app. Easy on your phone, Apple and Android devices, just by searching the Oklahoma Sports Network. Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. For those who are watching on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, subscribe there. And then on Facebook, like us there, follow us there. You can find out what is in store with us next. And then there's a free newsletter you can get. It went out today. Shows you all the games that we've got scheduled up, some pictures of the week, and it's free. It's a free newsletter. And then our podcast that we just uploaded with episode 14, wherever you get your podcast, on Spotify, on Apple, or on YouTube. You can check that out. It's our episode 14 where we're talking high school football Week 9 and a little bit of the playoff picture. I want to thank La Grande Cantina, special little reserved area that you can reserve for your special occasion. It is in the back part of the restaurant where it's reserved for birthdays, anniversaries, hail and farewells, or Christmas coming up right around the corner. From their original family menu of all of their recipes that's been passed down generationally, or some of the new modern recipes here at La Grande Cantina in the mall. You have been watching a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network. We'll see you on Friday.
Craving delicious Mexican cuisine? Head to La Grande Cantina at the west entrance of Central Plaza. We're open late, serving up handcrafted drinks and authentic Mexican dishes. Enjoy daily happy hour from 6 p.m. until closing time. La Grande Cantina. We're the perfect spot for both lunch and dinner.